So I'm going to do a review on this Husky Tool Belt right here. It's a framing tool belt, I think, technically, but I do a lot of trim carpentry and remodeling and not a lot of framing, but it works pretty good, and so stay tuned. Hopefully you can see the profile there. It just has one big hole to put your screws in, and what happens is you throw screws in there and then you can't reach them, and then you get this. There's like 4 different screws in there. So that's not fun, but I do like that it has quite a few little pouches. Like I keep my chisel here. That's nice. I have a laser tape measure here. I can stick a Sawzall blade in here if I need to. Have a little level, measuring tape, and I like these hammer holders right here. This is pretty nice, and it comes with some loops up here, so I can put pencils in here, or I have a pair of pliers I can stick in here as well, like that. But these do get in the way when you're working inside, and that can kind of be frustrating. You know, they bang up on things or whatever. But I got screwdrivers. On this side it's the same thing, but I keep my utility knife. That's a must. Nail set. On this one I have my angle finders here. These are a really nice little piece to have. I have wood glue. Then I have a pair of wire strippers, and I have a depth gauge. Really, I mean, this thing's loaded. I do trim carpentry work, so it keeps pretty full with a lot of little tools. And over here, I got these clamps for miters, corners. These are pretty handy to have. You can put them right on the ends and clamp them. That's pretty nifty. And then I got the trusty hammer here. This is, I think, like a 18 or 20 ounce hammer, and rubber handle is nice for if you want to hit things. You know, if you're working on a piece of trim, you can always shove it with that, and you're not going to scar it up with this heavy metal. You don't want to bruise it up. So anyways, that, and then I carry these suspenders, which I'm going to show you here. These suspenders are Occidental suspenders I bought online, and they work good, but the only thing is these things here move, and when you bend down, they move a lot. And so then they end up falling forward like this, or they fall behind your back like that. And so I think I need to figure out how to maybe put like a rivet in there or something to keep them in one spot, so if I'm moving up and down a lot, they don't move around, because they get slick, I think, when you're working and sweaty. So that's one thing I don't like about these, but other than that, they're pretty good. They do actually, the leather, I don't think it does it as much probably, but the leather does leach red stuff on your shirt. And I'm assuming over time it's going to go away and that won't happen, but that is something to consider when buying these. I would get the padded shoulders next time, but that would be what I change. But, and then I do like these little, let me show you here. I do like these little hooks for the tape measure, or whatever they're called. It's a piece of metal that your thing can clamp on. Instead of like throwing it in there and having to dig it out, you can just put it right there. Boom, right there. Also got a screwdriver thing. Look at that. That's a must. You always got to have one of these. A long extension. Never know when you can use it. And get it with the rubber on it, so that if you're working on door handles and stuff, when you're trying to get into those screws at an angle, you don't ruin the door handles. That's kind of nice. This one's kind of falling apart. I should get a new one sometime, but so overall, this tool belt's pretty good. I like it. It does get a little heavy, especially when you get lots of nail guns and stuff. I can pull a nail gun out and show you real quick. When you get nail guns on like this, you can connect them here, put them here, or here, and I'll show you. It works, and this is when the suspenders help. But see how I got the nail gun right there? It's nice if you're trying to like move tools from one room to the next, especially when you're doing trim. You got all these nail guns, and see I got one there, and then I got one here, and the suspenders help distribute the weight a little bit so it's not all on your hips. And you can wear them without it. It's just, I think it all depends on what you're doing. But yeah, I like it so far, and let me know what you think in the video, and hopefully this was informational.